Rob Tebbutt here for ID Boxing. Delighted to be joined by the man himself, Mr. Andy Clarke. We're here in Saudi Arabia in the immediate aftermath of Oleksandr Usyk's split decision victory over Anthony Joshua. First and foremost, Andy, what did you make of the fight?
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I don't think Anthony could have done any more. Oleksandr Usyk's better than him. There's no shame in that. He had the game plan. Even when he lost his way a bit towards the middle rounds and he seemed to be losing belief, he got back in and gave himself a chance by winning that 9th round and winning it so big. But then Usyk just took it away from him by winning the 10th, 11th and the 12th, and that's what he can do, that's what he's capable of. And when you're in against somebody who can take the kind of shellacking he did in the 9th and in a minute recover the way that he did and then put it on you, I don't really know what else can you do. What else can you do? I thought it was one of those fights where it was quite easy to score, and 115, 113 Usyk, it was kind of close and competitive but clear, if that makes sense. The card to Joshua, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Just expand on that. I had the fortune of catching up with Mr. Glenn Feldman afterwards and having a few words with him on camera. Look out for that on ID Boxing soon. How can you get 7-5 to Anthony Joshua? There were some close rounds in the fight, but is there any reasonable explanation for 7-5 to Anthony Joshua?
I don't think so, because Usyk definitely won 10, 11 and 12, and then you're only giving him 2 out of the previous 9 rounds, and that just doesn't really stack up. I mean, the early rounds, Spencer was scoring it for TalkSport, Spencer Oliver, and we felt he did pretty well early on, Anthony, and it was kind of nip and tuck, and he was winning some rounds. Matt Macklin, who was sitting in front of us for Sky, gave most of the early rounds to Usyk, but I could understand how he did it. I don't think he was wrong. It was just, you see it one way, you see it another way, but I just don't see a situation in which you could go that route. Like I say, I thought it was quite easy to score, really.
What next for Oleksandr Usyk? I've just spoken to Alex Krasiuk. He looked into the camera, he called out the Gypsy King. That's the fight that they want. It's got to be that, isn't it, from the
Yeah, of course. And I like the way that he kind of put it on Fury by saying, look, if you're not going to fight me, then I'm going to retire, because that's all I'm interested in. And I was just saying to someone at ringside, 2 people have held all 4 belts, different identities, but 2 people have had all 4 belts for over 4 years now, and they haven't managed to make a fight for Undisputed, and that's bad. That's bad for the sport. It has to happen. It has to happen. We all desperately want to see it. And Fury, how can he not do it? Because if he stays retired, people are going to say he's scared. If he gives up the WBC and fights somebody else, people are going to say he's scared. He's going to do it, isn't he? Surely he's going to do it.
Conversely, Anthony Joshua, I felt like Anthony Joshua boxed well in the fight, but as you said, just came up against a guy who was better than him on the night. What next for Anthony Joshua?
I think there's big fights out there for him. I mean, this is one of those situations where you lose to someone like him and it'll hurt, but really there's no shame in it. Wilder's fighting Helenius. We expect him to win. Wilder, I'd love to see that still. Joyce fighting Parker. Fight the winner of that, because hopefully we get the fight for Undisputed, and that just holds everybody else up further. But you need to make good fights in the meantime, and he can't be. He's lost 2 in a row now, and he's lost 3 out of his last 5, isn't it? Something like that, or 3 out of the last 6. I can't remember, but it's one of the 2. They might be tempted to kind of put him back into a relatively straightforward one to get a win. I don't know if anybody really wants to see that. But yeah, there's loads of fights out there for him. Joyce, Dubois going to fight Dillian White, we believe, I think in December, which isn't that far away. So, he's going to be a massive draw still, definitely.
Okay, well, Andy Clarke, always a pleasure catching up with you. I'm sorry it's taken this long in fight week. We'll be sitting on that sofa next week.
We were booked into the wrong Radisson.
Yeah.
We got booked into the wrong Radisson. I was supposed to be in the same one as you, and then it would have been easy. But yeah, we were booked into the it's like the title of a book, isn't it? The wrong Radisson. That's where we've been all week.
But we'll be on that sofa next week. I'll give you a shout.
Excellent.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much, Andy.
Too.